This is in an effort to help keep our community safe from the coronavirus. So you can pull your car up right here and get your curbside to go and pickup orders. Before, we could see above the helicopters dropping retardant down, and it's around 11 a.m. right now, and it's just so dark and smoky. Although Canterbury's lateral hasn't been replaced, PID was able to hook up a hose. But what I want to show you too is that counterpart. So we do actually have some people over here. That's over 300 of these 13-gallon kitchen trash bags. Anyone who answers yes to any of these questions is not allowed inside. But let me take you outside where the World Central Kitchen is feeding campfire survivors. Check out the size of this pothole. The sticker on top where it says important in bold red letters. Slager said they cut about 80 acres of rice. To give you an idea of how much that is, that's about 80 football fields. The arrow is pointing to red for extreme fire danger. And you can tell by my hair, the wind conditions are moving pretty fast. This is the tent that Howard and his family used to store all their belongings after the campfire. The goal was to educate people on the Oroville Dam State Water Project, but most importantly, give people in the community the opportunity to voice their concerns. Plastic baggies with shovels in them labeled A1, A2, A3. What I'm drawn to the most is the eyes. A lot of your pieces, I feel like, is the eyes are what people immediately look towards. Tell me about this piece in the eyes. From the kindergarten level to a high school senior, the assistant superintendent tells me they'll be working hard to get students to wear masks and stay 6 feet apart. I haven't done it because I'm a little nervous, but let's give it a go. Not bad, not bad. They're serving food here until 6 p.m., so you still have a little time to come out and enjoy a hot meal. Live in Paradise, Christina Vitale, Action News Now. Just behind me, hundreds of inmates are infected with coronavirus. Could that outbreak spread to the nearby community? Out here in the desert, just west of the Nevada line, is home to one of Northern California's most crowded prisons. Sitting next to High Desert State Prison is the California Correctional Center. It is home to nearly 4,000 inmates. As the heat rises from the pavement, guards keep a watch out. But now they have another worry, an outbreak of COVID-19. Just miles down the road lies downtown Susanville, population over 15,000. One of many shops here, Uptown Uniforms.
It's just a bummer that, you know, we're in this situation where maybe they might have to close down. I hope it doesn't come to that. But yeah, it would definitely impact our business if we had to shut down for 2 weeks.
The nearby prison keeps Nicole Martinez's shop running. She provides uniforms for first responders and correction officers. The spike in cases does not surprise her.
It was bound to happen eventually. In a prison system as large as California is, I mean, yeah, I feel like everybody who comes in is already conscientious of their health and if they're not feeling good. And everybody here so far has been healthy.
Prison officials telling me they're testing all staff on a voluntary basis. Temperatures are being checked and sanitation and hygiene practices are in place. Not to mention mandatory masks for all inmates and staff.
If I did contract COVID, yeah, we would have to shut down the store.
Martinez says she trusts that prison officials are monitoring their staff and internal situation. How do you feel about other businesses that aren't essential that, you know, if this outbreak does spread beyond the walls of the prison, are you worried about that for the downtown here or for other businesses that are already struggling?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I feel like our whole town is based on small businesses, and I mean, just the impact with like our barbershops, our hair salons. I mean, I've felt it myself.
Uptown Uniforms is an essential business, so Martinez does not foresee any financial impacts besides budget cuts.
And that's probably going to be the biggest impact to our business. Hopefully, COVID doesn't shut us down.
And Martinez, along with every other business owner in Susanville, is hoping that this much different kind of prison outbreak remains behind these bars. Now, I did just speak with a prison official. She tells me at least one guard tested positive for coronavirus. Reporting in Lassen County, Christina Vitale, Action News Now. Coverage you can count on.
Watching that was pretty traumatic, really. There's so many people that would have loved to have lived in it even.
Susan Lundy has two options: move her mobile home off Apple Tree Village or have it demolished.
The park owner, we got registered letters. He's decided not to reopen.
Lundy says 3 out of 12 surviving homes here will move to a different mobile park in town. The rest will be destroyed.
There's so many people that would have loved to have lived in something like that. And if it could have been moved on a private property and somebody could have came in and just paid to have it moved, they'd have a place to live that's nice.
The Apple Tree Village was built in the 1970s, along with these mobile homes. Paradise Town Council passed an ordinance saying these homes can't be placed on private properties. Lundy says those 8 homes set to be demolished could have helped house campfire survivors.
There's hundreds and hundreds of private property up here for sale. It would be easy to do.
Action News Now spoke to the Paradise mayor about this ordinance. Greg Boland said council was trying to maintain a balance when it approved the ordinance. This way, people looking to build a conventional home wouldn't be scared off by too many mobile homes in the area, and at the same time providing space for people with mobile homes. The ordinance says you can't have a mobile home older than 10 years on private property.
This looks just as nice, if not nicer, than some that I've already seen. You know, people can have had a place to live.
For Lundy, no hesitation. She's moving her mobile home to another park just down the road from the village.
I just can't leave it. My family and loved ones would love me not to be up here, but I don't know, it just feels like home for me, so I'm going to stay.
Thursday night, I was doing a live shot in Chico, right in front of the Immediate Care Medical Center. To give you an idea of where I'm standing right now, I am in the parking lot between the medical center and the shops at Mangrove. So while I was doing my live shot Thursday night, I happened to look down at my feet and I came across a needle. And so now it's Friday morning, I came back to check on it and it's still here. So what I'm going to do for you now is call the Northern Valley Harm Reduction Coalition and report the needle, and we'll see how long it takes for them to come pick it up. Hi, my name is Christina Vitale. I'm reporting a needle that I found in the parking lot. Okay, we just got a text. A minute later, actually, it says, "Thank you for your report. Our volunteers have been notified and we will have someone out as soon as possible." I reported the needle at 10:36 and it's 10:53. We had someone come out here to dispose of the needle. I had a couple questions that I wanted to ask her, but she didn't want to comment or be on camera. But again, 10:36, 10:53 is when they came to pick it up. The needle is gone, it's disposed of, it's cleaned, and all is well here. Back to you in the studio.
Definitely emotional. Tears were flowing to see the home coming towards you.
Greg and Teresa Vincent are coming back home.
For me, there was no question.
The couple surviving the campfire, but losing everything. They say 18 months of living in an RV in Durham hasn't been easy.
There was a lot of vigilance for me, a lot of emotional, a lot of crying.
Thanks to Monte Cristo Communities and Casa Park Homes, the tears of pain have turned to tears of joy. 39 manufactured homes just like this one will be set up and ready for purchase before the end of the year.
We kind of just move forward with the project, not knowing what demand would look like when we reopen.
John McDougall leading the charge to bring these affordable homes back to the Ridge.
We're really hopeful that the town will keep a lot of the character that it had before. We hope the senior community will come back.
Back to the little things that make paradise, paradise.
I love the mountain air and seeing the beautiful stars at night I missed.
This is where I want to be. This is where I want to stay.
The blessing to come home. It's a blessing to be back in our community and come back up here where we belong.
But I bet there's 25% at least of the crop still out there.
Rice farmer Matthew Sliger said looking around Butte County, there's more harvesting needed to be done.
Well, that means those boys need to start cutting and cutting fast. Luckily, we've got some warm weeks, warm weather. This north wind has helped out quite a bit.
But what hasn't helped was the recent PG&E power shutoffs.
The rice needs to be dried down to a storage moisture. And that's what happens at the dryer. And if they can't dry the rice, then we can't harvest the rice.
Slager told Action News Now that can put a damper on the entire harvest operation.
Imagine large heating columns that the rice moves up and down, and it's blowing hot air on the rice, drying it down. That, of course, runs off electricity, and when they can't use those drying columns, they cannot move the rice out into storage and accept new rice.
On a typical day of harvest, Slager said they cut about 80 acres of rice. To give you an idea of how much that is, that's about 80 football fields. And from that, they produce 9,500 pounds of rice per acre. Slager said the time frame to harvest was already short because of the late rains from April into May, which delayed their planting.
We planted late. The rice still has the same life cycle, so it's well into October now. And we're trying to get this harvested as fast as possible before the fall rains start to come down, because we cannot harvest the rice when it's raining.
But Slager said not to worry. There shouldn't be a problem for consumers.
So no one's got to worry about empty shelves of rice this season.
No, but you should definitely stock up on your California rice.
Reporting from Biggs, Christina Vitale, Action News Now.